Hello and welcome to another episode of Daily Draft Vlogs. This is episode 11. We're having a look at a Kaldheim premiere draft I did probably about a week ago. This one went 1 and 3, so let's see if we could have done a little bit better in the draft here and come up with a better deck to enter into the event. Pick one, pack one. We took Cosmos Charger. And I do kind of remember thinking that I should have taken the Snow Duel. I think there was a green-blue Snow Duel in the pack, so that might have been in contention there. But anyways, Arena not saving these first picks, so we don't get to see it. But Cosmos Charger, also totally a fine card. It's got Flash, so you foretell it on 2, and then play it for 3 mana on turn 3. When your opponent attacks their 2-drop into it, you get to eat their creature, and then you kind of go from there. And of course, the little bit of mana advantage with the foretell can be pretty nice sometimes. So I think it's a fine first pick, and blue is probably the best and deepest color. So, picking a solid blue rare makes sense to me out of pick 1 here. So let's go to pick 2. All right, well, we can follow it up with an Icebind Pillar. We don't have any snow stuff yet, but I think this is a snow payoff worth taking before you have any of the lands. It's also one that works pretty well, even if you've only got like 4 snow lands, because you only need to have 1 in play, or even something like a Replicating Ring to activate it, whereas a lot of the snow cards really ask a lot of you in terms of having 7, 8, 9 snow sources in your deck, whereas this one, you just need a couple. Game's going to go long if you're playing control, and if you get this down, it really does a lot of work. So I think we just pick it here to support our first pick of the blue rare. Secondarily, we could take Shimmerdrift Vale as a good snowland to have fixing in whatever deck we happen to draft. So this is a great way to stay open. But I think we just take the pillar here. And we do. Pick 3. Basalt Ravager. Super powerful red card. One of the better red uncommons. There's also a Bergstrider if we just want to stay blue, which makes some sense to me. I don't think we want to take the Highland Forest over Basalt Ravager, just on power level there. And then the rest of this pack is not very exciting. So I think we just take Basalt Ravager. And we do. So now we could be blue-red, which is a great archetype. A lot of support for it at common. Next pack here, though, we don't see really any cards that fit into it. So, you could just look at this pack and say, all right, let's just take the best card, which could be Ice Tunnel. We need snow sources for Icebind Pillar. Or it could be Elven Bow as just a solid 3-drop creature in green that essentially dies into an equipment, which is always a good card to have in your deck. So I think it's between Ice Tunnel and Elven Bow. That's a tough. I think personally I would end up on Ice Tunnel. We have no reason to be in green yet. I would just take a Snowland. Maybe we end up, Grixis Snow or something. Similarly, we're not taking Glittering Frost because we don't have any green sources yet. So yeah, I think I just land on the land here. And that's what we did. All right. All right, next pick, we just slam Glimpse the Cosmos. We've got a good giant. This card is just good. It sits in your graveyard until you find a changeling or a giant, and then you get to flash it back for a single mana. Great card advantage. One of the best blue uncommons. We just slam it here. That's what we did. And pick 6. Well, we could just be back on the blue-red train here again with Craven Hulk. Relevant creature type, big body, works with Basalt Ravager. Not a great blocker, obviously, built right into the text, but I think it's a solid card in blue-red and a solid red common, so I think we just pick it up here. And we do. So far I'm 6 for 6 with myself. I don't know if that's good or bad. All right, pick 7. So things are starting to dry up for us. I think we either pick up Immersturm Raider as a 2-drop or Dwarven Reinforcements, which is a card I've not been high enough on, I don't think, as a foretell spell, which actually works well with Cosmos Charger. And, just a solid, makes a couple of bodies, blocks, gets in the way of your opponent's stuff, is good against aggro, and then we just get to deploy our bigger stuff later and lock them down. So I think Dwarven Reinforcements makes the most sense out of this pack. And that's what we took. Okay. And rounding it out, we can just pick up a Bergstrider, another giant, and just be blue-red. Makes sense to me. And we do. Perfect. And let's round out this pack. Wheel of Rune of Flight, excellent with Basalt Ravager and Craven Hulk, giving those things flying, or Bergstrider, giving that flying. Excellent thing to wheel here. And pick 10, there's just nothing for us. So we grab an Elderfang Disciple to potentially end up blue-black or something. I guess that's the best pick, but I think actually we want to take Run Ashore here. This is a card that I did not consider to be playable, and now that I've seen it in action, I think it's actually pretty good. And, you know, we don't want to play like more than one of them, but I think you just pick it up here and stay blue, cut blue, send signals that people are, you know, like black and white are available and stuff, so that people don't take your blue cards. And then here is maybe where things started to derail. So pick 11, we see Struggle for Skemfar as a good green card, and we snap it up here. And it's the best card in the pack, so it makes sense to take it here. But I mean, we could have taken Cinderheart Giant. It's a 7-drop. It's a lot of mana, but I could see that potentially making our deck. We're slow enough, we're controlling enough that maybe we get there. But yeah, I mean, Struggle's a better card, so sure. Grizzled Outrider, solid green card. Mammoth Growth, solid green card, sure, yeah. Nothing. Draugr Thought Thief, probably not going to play it, but sometimes you do. Target yourself with it if you do play it, because it's kind of like a scry one. All right, on to pack 2. Ooh, yeah. All right, so we open up an Avalanche Caller, which we don't really have the snow support for. We didn't see a lot of good snow lands come around, so I guess we got to let that one go. We could take Volatile Fjord here just to be, you know, solid on our mana with the red-blue deck. It works with Bergstrider, it works with Icebind Pillar. Or we take Behold or Giant's Amulet. There's a lot of good options here as solid cards for a blue-based mid-range kind of deck. Ooh, that's tough. I mean, we already have Glimpse, so I'm not as concerned with needing card draw. Giant's Amulet is a real solid card, though. It'd be difficult for me to take Fjord over it, but I think we should. I think there's a, you know, we want to play Icebind Pillar. We want Bergstrider to be maximized. We want to have good fixing. I think that's enough reasons why we should take the Snowland here. And we do. Oh, yeah. Go past self. Right on. All right. And we get past a Vega. So here's a card that I started off the format really liking. I still do like it a lot. But if you see this in pack 2 and you take it, don't do it, because you're going to see some blue-white foretell stuff. We have Cosmos Charger. I get that there's synergy there, but we're going to get cut in pack 3, or we're going to start seeing red in pack 3 again, or whatever, or green. And this is how drafts get train wrecked. I think you just take Squash here. We just took a blue-red duel. We've got a bunch of Giants. We need removal. I think you just take Squash here. And I got fooled. I got tricked in pack 2. Don't get tricked in pack 2, folks. Should have taken Squash. And here we get a Mistwalker to pick up, which again just goes super well with Blue-Red Giants theme. We could also take Snow Island for Icebind Pillar and Bergstrider. I think Mistwalker's a good amount better, though, for our deck, so we should just take it. And we do. So maybe we're not getting fooled here. I don't know. We'll see. Bound in Gold is a good white removal spell, but I don't think there's a high chance we're playing Vega. I think we just take Rune of Flight as another solid 2-mana play if we really need to cycle it, or, you know, again, give your Craven Hulk flying, get in there, love it. Ooh, so this is again in pack 2, getting tricked, getting fooled by the signals you see in pack 2. They're not real. They're a trick. They're trying to trick you. Don't do it. I should have taken Rune here. And we're going to see the rippling effects of that, I bet. Another Craven Hulk. Pick 5 here if we want to stay on the Giants thing. We're getting to the point where we got a good amount of 4s. I could see taking Tuskeri Firewalker here as a good 3-drop. Or Bind the Monster as a piece of interaction. Because at the moment we just have... We would have had a Squash. At the moment we have nothing. So we might just need to take Bind here as a piece of interaction. Goldvein pick... Not really what this deck is looking to do. I think I would take Firewalker or Bind over it, or even Craven Hulk over it. Ooh, so really getting confused here in pack 2. I think Iron Verdict is just dropping for me in terms of how highly I'm valuing it in draft. This is not even a card I'm really looking at. Yes, it has Foretell. We have Cosmos Charger, which sure, gives us like a little bit of a mana break. We've got Vega, but this is really sending us in a downward draft spiral here. So if we had just stuck with our guns and taken Squash and taken whatever else over Vega, taking Squash over Vega, sorry, and then, Mistwalker, and then instead of Bound in Gold, take Rune of Flight, and then instead of Iron Verdict, take Bind or take Tuskeri Firewalker, we'd be in great shape heading into pack 3 where we can expect to see good blue and red. And instead we're going into 4-color junk territory here. So this is a train wreck, and it all started with Vega in pack 2 there. So look out for this. Don't be like me in this draft. Be like me in the good drafts that I do. All right, so we can pick up another Iron Verdict here to support Vega, or Depart the Realm to support Vega, or another Craven Hulk to support the red-blue deck. But now that we're starting to lean into Vega land, our red is becoming less and less relevant. So now our picks become really difficult. It's like, so I think the best thing we can do here is take Depart the Realm. We know we're blue. We might be blue-red. We might be blue-white. Depart goes in either deck. It's not great, but I think we just have to take it here to sort of stay safe, and that's what we did. And then here we can just pick up an Axguard Cavalry, good 2-drop, and we do, recognizing that we don't have very many good 2s. And here, we got a shot at a Raven Wings, which would be fine in the red-blue deck, less so in the white-blue deck, because we already have a bunch of flying. Or we take Disdainful Stroke, which goes in either. I think either of those is reasonable. Take the Stroke, that makes sense. A bunch of nothing. Scorn Effigy over kind of nothing. I could see an argument for Starnheim Courser or Raven Form, though. In a deck that doesn't have any interaction, really, we could take Raven Form. I guess we've got Iron Verdict and Pillar, but it doesn't really look like Pillar's going to be active. We only get the one Snowland. Yeah. Effigy works with Vega, sure. Nothing. Berserker, sure. I would take Tormentor's Helm over Vault Robber. This card's stone unplayable in my opinion, but I don't think either card is going to matter. Master Scald, sure. All right, so, we're entering pack 3. We picked up a couple of red cards late there, and now it's like, all right, maybe our red's better than our white, and now we're really in trouble going to pack 3 here, not knowing what our archetype is supposed to be. So we'll see what happens here. Pack 3, so Reflections. I don't think we have enough to really make this card work. It's pretty slow. Maybe if we were like straight up red-blue giants, this card would be in consideration, but I think at this point we're just taking Mistwalker here, and we are. Yep, fits in both decks, makes sense to me. Get a look at a Demon Bolt, which fits great in red-blue. Can we splash for it in blue-white with one Volatile Fjord? Maybe, if we end up with another splash land. Yeah, sure, but I think we take it here either way, and we do. There's nothing else for us in this pack. And all right, Glorious Protector. I mean, yeah, it's got Foretell, it's got Flash, it's a spicy white rare, but I mean, there's an Invasion of the Giants here that would still be pretty good for us. We've got double Mistwalker, Craven Hulk, Ravager, Bergstrider, Undersea Invader if we play it. We obviously don't want to, but gives you a little mana advantage, gives you a scry. This card's a solid role player in Blue-Red Giants, and I think if we had stuck with that lane, we would just take it here and be happy. Instead, we have this decision. It's like, all right, do we take the flashy white rare? Do we take the solid blue-red card? And it's tough because we're split here. So both picks are not very good. But if we had invested in this archetype more heavily in pack 2, we would get to take this card as a 7 out of 10 good card in our deck. Right now, both of these cards are like a 5 out of 10 in our decks. So we take the rare, getting fooled by the rares, and now here we just have to take Augury Raven. We probably would anyways, no matter where we were in this draft, just as a solid curve filler. Of course, it does have Foretell for Vega, which is handy. So we snap that up here. And we'll take a Bound in Gold here, and I guess we're just blue-white at this point. Yep. If we'd stuck with blue-red, I mean, we could take Yara Kinseekers as another giant and a solid one at that, or a Raven's Wings to give things flying and get over people. But yeah, Bound in Gold is what we went with. And then here we get to take another Bergstrider. I think that works with both archetypes. Yep, and that's what we took. And then we take a Craven Hulk. Late pack mate here, but unfortunately we're not in green to capitalize on that. There's nothing we could have done. But if we take the Hulk here, I mean, it pretty much feels like at this point we're white-blue, so we can't even play this, although it would be a solid pickup for us in red-blue. So are we just taking Frostpeak Yeti? I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point because we can't play Craven Hulk, and Yeti's just not a good card. So I think we were just kind of like train wrecking and being like, whatever, I guess we'll just take whatever's in this pack, yeah. And maybe we timed out even. Doomscar Oracle fits, yep, so we'll pick that up. And another Iron Verdict. Raider's Carve could be potentially pretty good here. We've got Rune of Flight to put on it. We could have had a Raven's Wings at some point to put on it. We could have had a second Rune of Flight. I don't know. I mean, this card's okay, but like, it definitely could have fit in this deck. Instead, we're just taking a very, very medium Foretell spell and trying to make Foretell happen, and I just don't think that was where we were supposed to be. But we will snap up this 2-drop here. And be, oh, no, we won't. Oh, we should have, I think. How many 2-drop creatures do we have? 0. Yeah, take the 2-drop there, I think. This is pretty glaring oversight, I think. Rounding out the draft, Mists, not a great interaction spell, but we probably needed it. Cleric, in theory, works well with our Foretell stuff, but we don't have any good early creatures to put the counter on, so this is going to be a 1-mana 2/2 on like turn 4 or something, which is not a good card. And then Lit Arcane Singers is fine, and Champ is fine, and there you go. So here's our final deck. Straight blue-white, no fixing, unfortunately, so our mana is going to be awkward. We've got double white that we need to hit at certain points. Although I guess we could foretell it or whatever, but, you know, just not a lot of power here. Low creature count, I think, too. 1, 2, 3. We're playing Draugr Thought Thief, which is not a great place to be. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Scorn Effigy, not a great place. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So reasonable creature count, but we're playing some Yikeses. In, you know, Draugr Thought Thief, Goldmont Champion is not going to be great in this deck because we're not super aggressive. Iron Verdict wants us to sit back. Cospell Cleric and Vega want us to attack, so we're a little bit torn there. These tempo spells want us to attack, but we don't have a lot of, you know, early creatures to capitalize on those. So I think if we'd stuck to our guns, red did dry up in pack 3 a little bit, which is unfortunate, but I think if we'd stuck to our guns and played red-white, we would have had a better result here. Probably not a trophy deck. You know, I just don't think the draft broke that way where there was a deck we could have drafted that would go all the way, but I think we could have done better than 1 and 3, and that would have been by, you know, just sticking with our guns in red, blue, and not getting confused by the signals we were seeing in pack 2. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you'd like for me to review one of your drafts via 17 Lands or some other tracking source, just post the link to it in the comments. Let me know if you would have made some picks differently in this one. I'd love to know what you think. And click like if you like this video, and click subscribe if you'd like to see more draft reviews. We're doing these every day, so look out for that. Thanks again, and check us out on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/alromusic. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.